I'm going to show you how you can create some colourful containers for outside the front of your house. Let's get started. This is my front door, and I always like having something to welcome me as I come home at the end of the day or leave at the beginning for work. And that's who welcomes me in and out. My bay trees is 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're great because they're all year round. They'll give me that colour, and it's something soft. It's not just brickwork, it's something that embellishes the front door. My living friends just here. But I want to do something with the pots and containers outside the front door to bring a bit of colour and a bit of cheer, especially during the autumn and winter months. So here's where I'm going to put the containers. Obviously I don't want to put anything around here to impede entrance and exit, but either side is a perfect position to welcome people that are visiting the house. So one group of containers just over here and another group of containers just over here. So they're balanced either side to put a welcome and smile on my face every time I come home. To begin with, it's choosing the containers, and there's lots of different types and they can make a big difference. What I've chosen here is something really special. I mean, containers, there's a big choice. So no matter what your front door looks like, you can create something that's right for you. Colours, textures, some wood, some timber, some ceramic, some terracotta. Here I've chosen a range of containers that I'm hoping will harmonise with what I've already got here. So I'm choosing containers like this colour here to match in with the aluminium lattice work in the pattern of the bay tree pots that are already here. I don't think the rectangular one here fits with what I've got, because although, I mean, they're cylindrical containers, so they look rectangular when you're looking sideways at them, but they look circular obviously when you're looking down. And as I come up the steps, predominantly I'll be looking down, so a rounder pot works better than a rectangular one. I do like these containers here, almost ball-like, but this is the exact copy of the containers that I've got over by the stable door, so I'm going to use these over there. But these ones here I think work particularly well, picking up that lattice work effect. Now I'm going to group them. We call it nesting. You nest containers together. Never do them singly, obviously in multiples, and do them in either 3s or 5s to work a really nice pattern. So I'm going to go for these. Now that's the containers sorted. I've been off to the local garden centre, got my plants, just got to bring them in and plant them up. Here in my wheelbarrow, I've got all the ingredients I need to create something special in those containers. Lovely plants, I've got the compost, got the crocks for the bottom, everything ready. Now for the fun bit, planting. Now, the first thing I've done is to put some polythene down first, believe me. It's a heck of a lot easier cleaning up afterwards. So that's my compost, peat-free compost, and also some crocks to go at the bottom of the container to help for the drainage. We'll just take a look at these cyclamen here, aren't they gorgeous? Lovely white flowers and great foliage too. And also, look at this, the Hellebore. Have these lovely flowers here. Beautiful emerald green foliage around. Lovely big plant to give a big impact on the front door. One thing to remember when planting containers is it's not in open ground. You are in fact the custodian of that pot of soil and the plant that's in it, making sure there's plenty of food and of course water. But drainage is key as well. One of the biggest killer of plants in pots is when the drainage gets blocked up and the pot fills with water. So I'm using just some, you can use old stones, these are old roofing tiles, you can use terracotta pots just to lay over the top so not one bit of soil gets lodged in there to block and free out any excess water. So with those in the bottom, I'm just going to add in some compost, peat-free compost, I hasten to add, straight into the bottom of the container. Now a good way to check is to just lightly take the plant out of its master pot, and instead of lifting the plant into position, you can just sit the pot in there slightly too low, so you know exactly how much you've got to build up the soil at the bottom. There we go. So I'm positioning it so there's at least this amount of gap between the top of the container and the surface of the soil, because if you plant it right up to the top and you try and water, sometimes the water just goes around the outside. If your plant is sunk down a little bit, you can fill up to the top there and let it soak through during the summer months. There we are. Just at the right level, perfect. Bit more in there, I think. I always add a bit more because you get a bit of settling. Once you've given it the first water, it tends to sink down a little bit. Now the Hellebore here that I've chosen as a plant, I'm just going to have this as a solitary plant in this container because it will grow. It's got a good root system to establish. And the best thing about Hellebores is they flower during late autumn or early autumn, is the case of these ones here. New hybrids are being bred all the time for optimum flowering period. And obviously, depending on the season, there's no reason why this can't flower well into the winter months and then early in spring too. See how the compost has a tendency to go all over the place. That's why the polythene underneath is such a good friend to gardeners. It's not so bad if you're planting on the lawn, but if you're planting on the patio, it keeps everything nice and clean. Easy to clean up afterwards as well. So you can get on with more fun jobs in the garden. So I'm planting this plant no deeper than it was in its original pot. That's key. And just firming down around the outside. And when I water, that'll just settle in. But look at that. Perfect. Planted a pot, you can put them anywhere. Right, move that one over. Now with this little pot, same again, a couple of crocks just to make sure it doesn't get blocked by a big bit of stone. Don't put it straight over the top of the hole. Secret when you're removing pots and containers, take the label out, give the bottom of the pot a slight squeeze, and that just helps the plant slip straight out. Just take a look at the foliage. Almost look as if they've been hand painted. A little bit of lime green and a little bit of silver, emerald centre, beautiful vein markings, and then you've got the flowers, these upright standard like flowers that are swept back. Now, I'm really pleased how these two containers have come on. It's time to do the rest. Well, there you have it. Very subtle. I could put loads and loads of containers at the front here with different colours. Doesn't have to be the subtle whites and the pinks, a little bit of touch of purple here. You could do all sorts of different choices to your own favourite colour palette. And of course these are going to look great during the autumn and into the winter. When it comes into spring, I can plant with spring flowering plants and again change the theme to summer, keeping my foundation of my evergreens with my bay trees here for colour all year round, and pepper out and change the theme as it goes. More containers, less containers, it's entirely your choice. It all brightens up the front of your home. If you enjoyed this video, please give it the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more great content on gardening and nature. Please remember to turn on your notifications for more great new content as it comes. Big thanks to Everest, who's sponsoring today's video. For more information on them, just visit their website, everest.co.uk.